I want to welcome you to the Kinetic Dragon tutorials. Kenpo for the street, Kinetica for your life. Today, I have a very special guest here for you. Master Instructor Team Bulot, the legend. We are here at his S.W.A.T Academy, Strategic Weapon Academy of Texas, and we are learning his C.O.P.S system. This is a system created specifically for the streets with all his background, his police background, and all his knowledge in martial arts as well. He's a Kenpo colleague, he's a senior master of the art, you know, and well, I'm just gonna give him the word so he can explain what we're doing today.
Okay, what we're doing today, first off, let's notice who's sweating and who's not, okay, get the important stuff out of the way, is we're working on the police tactical baton, okay, the C.O.P.S baton system. And like Frank said, what C.O.P.S is 35 years of police work and 45 years of martial arts combined into one, okay? And we've come up with what police can do and what they're justified in doing out on the street, but it's got to be effective all the same. So you keep in mind that you know, Frank and I, you know, we may train all day long. Well, a cop takes an 8-hour, 4-hour, 2-hour class and he's back to work. Okay, so with our law enforcement officers, we've got to keep it functional, but we've got to keep it something that can be learned on a short-term basis and retained on a long-term basis, and that's very important. So with the baton, I'm using just a standard collapsible baton. This is a high-quality model here. You're going to pay $70, $80 for one of these, and I've got an OC spray attachment on the end of it also, because one of the things we're covering is having multiple options. You've got your impact weapon, you've got your chemical weapon, you've got your electrical weapon, your empty hands, all of that before the firearm is good. So how we can combine some martial arts concepts with this is, you know, for those of you who like the collie, when Frank's attacks with his overhead strike, I can use my rooftop block, which that's easy to hit, but then I can drop with my counter and I can disarm that by going to the median motor point of the arm, which in fact will cause him, or should cause him, to drop that. Now in a collie strike, you might see that they're actually going to use a tip strike and break fingers and stuff like that. We can't, it's not that we can't do it, but it's going to be a lot harder for a police officer to justify. So if we simplify it a little bit, do the block and just drop and hit the motor point, okay, we're a lot better off. And then we got to have a little bit of follow-up in there. Okay, so we got to check it, and this can be our distraction here. Now that changes the thought process, and then I can follow with a backhand strike or an outward strike, and then maybe an inward strike using the femoral point and the common peroneal point of the leg, and then I can break my contact if my situation is subdued here. So once again, Frank, let's kind of walk through that. He strikes, I block. I'm going to do my disarm across the arm, do my backhand strike, my forward strike, and then I'm going to make my space and use verbal at that point. Or if I need to up my level of aggression, we'll take it from there. That's just an example of some of the stuff we're doing here. So.
Thank you, sir. Well, there you have it. This is vital stuff for you, for the streets. You can apply this in any self-defense scenario. Okay? I am Frank Soto.
Tim Bulot.
These are the Kinetic Dragon tutorials. Kenpo for the street, Kinetica for your life.
Entonces, cuando Frank ataca, estamos usando rooftop blocks, median nerve, punto de presión, disarm. Okay? Backhand.